We have to talk about it, guys. I know you've seen the commentary online. I know I've seen a couple of you guys out there in the Twitter sphere commenting on this. It is the one, the only Grand Floridian Resort Lobby redo right here. Apparently, from Walt Disney World News today, it has reopened with new carpet and furniture. Oh, yes. Yes, it has. By Jamie Rowland, October 11, 2025. Amid a lengthy refurbishment, the lobby of Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa has now reopened for guests to use with new furniture and carpet. Plus, we spotted a new water refill station into the resort. Well, that's very nice. Okay, there's been a lot of commentary on this online right here. Now, I will say, for this lobby redo, okay, a lot of people are saying, hey, it's colorful. It's not, super minimalistic. This is true, but you can go a little bit overboard with the color choices. I'm going to go ahead and leave it to you guys for your initial commentary right here, and I have some extended thoughts as well. Guys, what do we think of the Grand Floridian lobby redo, or reimagining, as WDI would put it?
It's hideous.
What, are we talking? Which element exactly is it that we're talking about here? I'm confused as to the carpet. The garish, multicolored, massive carpet that you can't get away from, that clashes with the furniture and everything around it by nature of its amazing use of every color.
Man, yeah. I mean, wow.
Not for nothing, but like the pristine white, heavenly look, like. I want that at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, not at a cake shop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just about to say, did this change places? Is that supposed to be boardwalk carpet or something? I mean, I got to go see it in person. I'm going to try and get out there the next couple of days to just take a look at this, see this in person, get my own personal overview. Obviously, pictures do different things, but my issue is visually everything clashes. Like the chairs literally clash with the carpet, with the design. My brain. It's like too much clashing stuff for my brain to take in, and that like the colors don't look right with the chairs and the tables. And
Ron, it's not a clash. It's bilingual shape language.
Bilingual. It's very inclusive, and it might show off why inclusion is not necessarily always the best thing if you're pairing the wrong things together.
It's a fascinating thing to see all of this. It's flowers and it's hibiscus and it's all these different designs in there in a way that it doesn't quite flow. I've never quite associated this color scheme or this with Florida. I wish that there was something that I could point back to say, okay, well, this is like the Grand Californian is California themed, then the Grand Floridian needs to be Florida themed. I get what they're going for here, but it's too much eclecticism, if that's a word.
Also, can I ask real quick, has anyone else ever seen Disney use curtains or bed sheets before as their construction barriers? This is in all the years that I've been going to Disney, this is the first time that I could ever recall seeing what looks like bed sheets as construction barriers for the remainder of what's construction. But maybe I'm wrong.
Lumber's expensive right now.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Michael Myers should be carving his way through it to try to get it.
They put all the lumber and plywood that they had over into the walls at Magic Kingdom. So, that made sense.
Guys, remember the reasoning for this is because Jada Pinkett Smith had started that hashtag campaign with Grand Floss So White.
That's really something right there. Okay, please.
No, I was just going to say the carpet reminded me of another place that's on property, and this aesthetic that they have here looks like the beach club, like threw up all inside the Grand Floridian. That's what it looks like to me, because the waiting areas when you're waiting for buses for like cruises and things like that, or your return, flight back when they had the Magical Depressed, used to be able to like just hang out in those areas. And that's also the area where if you stay at that hotel, beach club, they have the gingerbread carousel inside. So when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking of an entirely different hotel. This is too much.
It's way too much. It's way too much. It's people are calling it a casino carpet, which is very interesting. And if you look at the carpet itself, there are some things that maybe don't make entirely a lot of sense when you look at like the flowers and so forth. I don't want to say that I was involved. I don't think it was, but it's just there's not a lot of attention to detail, and I think that's kind of the issue here. Is yes, it's maximalism, but it's not done very appropriately, especially for the time period actually that is set by the Grand Floridian, because the Grand Floridian is set very very closely to the or inspired by the Hotel del Coronado. That was 1888 is when that opened right there. And if you look at this photo right here, you can see one of the glaring problems of this. It's not just the furniture, it's not just the upholstery or the carpet or whatever. It's also the lighting as well. Why on earth did Disney go with the brightest bulbs possible with the highest color temperature that they could possibly get their hands on? Again, this is 1888. All right. You want to know what kind of lighting that they had back in the day? This was the type of lighting fixtures that they had back in 1888. Do you think any of them were capable of emitting a light source with a high Kelvin count when it came to color temperature as what is depicted here? No, absolutely not. For some reason, that's what they did. And it's not just the lobby, but it's also the check-in area. So the check-in area, unfortunately, suffered from this as well. You see right here what this used to look like back in the day. And it used to be, a lot of white, as well the Grand Floridian has that appearance on the exterior for sure. And, you have the tiles and everything else. But when you actually see what they did with this area, they shortened the check-in counter, which makes a lot of sense because I think a lot of people do this process virtually now, so maybe you don't need as much real estate there. But they went with kind of wood tones and so forth, which is okay, but there's really nowhere else within this resort property that evokes that same thematic style, other than the new upcoming bar, which is it's open. Please, guys, your thoughts on this extended view of this lobby reimagining.
I'm really, really curious. It's not going to happen this year. Next year, it's going to be like over a year before we see it. When the gingerbread house comes back, when the large Christmas tree comes back, are they changing those things to go with this new aesthetic? What this reminds me of. I don't know if anybody here has ever been to Graceland, but
Yeah.
Graceland. The reason it evokes memories of Graceland in my mind is because Elvis Presley came from a very certain background and then got very, very wealthy very quickly, but his taste remained more like his background, and then he had a lot of money to do that with it. And then Graceland kind of looks like that. It's like
it's a little bit, it's delightfully tacky in some ways. Yes. Graceland, yes, and we, I'm from the South. We come by it honest, but yes, you can tell it's new money, and that's right. That's the thing that I see in Grand Floridian as well. Someone got a hold of that and said, I'm going to fix this, and I'm going to do something that makes people talk, regardless of whether or not it's a good design.
Yeah, indeed. And you can see some of those lighting fixtures actually featured here, way too modern for, I think, the aesthetic that the Grand Floridian is trying to evoke.
I hate weird lights. I just hate them. Anyways, that's just that's
shape
just
language. This is all shape language.
Yeah.
It is all shape language, which is interesting. If people not familiar.
So what we've tried to do is really bring that shape language from the architecture. But what we love to talk about at WDI is shape language. And we often refer to shape language.
There's such iconic shape language in Spaceship Reverie Attraction. We really wanted to make sure that we fused to that throughout the space.
I can't believe that this is the reason why we're not getting the gingerbread houses. There's one time a year where the Grand Floridian lobby becomes a destination, and that is during Christmas. People want to come see the gingerbread house. They're going to have dinner. They're going to have maybe a drink or something like that. Why wouldn't you start this refurbishment in January after you take it down, and then reopen it sometime in the summer instead of running it through the holiday season?
Well, I mean, it's going to be pretty empty this year. So, I mean, they're just thinking, look, nobody wants to come to Disney right now, so we're just going to remodel stuff.
Yeah, might as well do it now,
That's
right?
a good point. That's a good point. Yep.
Yeah,
I saw a video the other day of the Fort Wilderness cabins that they took out. Somebody was rebuilding one on his he bought one and then he was refitting it for his own.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
It's a fun video. And I appreciate the person who sent it to me. But I have a feeling the same Imagineer who went after those cabins and talked about how awful and dark they were. By the way, plenty of light in those shots that I saw of this guy with natural light, no actual lights on in the cabin when he went in there. I have a feeling he was the same person in charge of approving this design. People with less taste and lots of money in their budget here, as in corporate budget. I look at that carpet, and that's not the kind of thing. And I'm not saying the carpet was perfect and no, it's sacred or anything like that, but it's a nice carpet. It shows you that it's a nice, expensive place to go, as opposed to, oh wow, look at this. It's going to be really dated in a few years.
They stole that. They stole that tile piece there from an idea that came out of the DVC version of the Grand Floridian, because that's what they put down in the lobby there. So they're like, okay, we don't want to spend any more money ever again, and if we have to, we're going to standardize things. And this is Disney's new reputation: is we want everything to be La Quinta or Red Roof Inn, so that we can easily replace things. This is why we won't have original bedding systems in our rooms in the future and things like that, is because they are homogenizing the garbage. And so that way you're not going to get special like chest of drawers at Animal Kingdom in the future. It's as they go along and refurbish, quote unquote, the bigger resorts like Jumbo and things like that. You're gonna find that they are trying to homogenize and make things less expensive and less unique and less immersive. We knew this was coming for a while. Once they went one direction with the company, everything else that was special about Disney is gone. What's your famous line there, Marvin or Jonas? One of the two of you. If people like it, it's got to go.
Yeah, people like it. Go ahead.
Well, and that's, what, maybe there's a strategy there, because the Grand Floridian is a place that I know a lot of locals like to just go to hang out at, but would go to maybe the Enchanted Rose, and maybe they're just trying to put locals off from going to the Grand Floridian to see it, but they're just trying to keep people away from it. And this is definitely one way to do it, because there's a lot less worth seeing there now than there certainly was before.
Well, isn't it like $700 to park now?
Well, see, I was going to bring that up, Culture, because you talk about the standardization.
That's for the value level parking. What you're wanting is the mid-level parking or the deluxe DVC parking.
Right. Okay.
Coming soon.
I was gonna say, like, at least they're passing those savings on to you. Oh wait, no, these resorts are getting way more expensive every single year. I completely forgot. It's just very strange when you take something so highly themed and so highly coveted, I think, by the masses, as the Grand Floridian is. It's got an amazing waterfront property, Seven Seas Lagoon right there, right next to Magic Kingdom. Now you can actually walk to it, all these great things. And then it's like, you know what? Let's go ahead and redo this or reimagine it and not get the details right. Very strange. Go ahead, Culture.
There's no more bandstand, right? It's gone.
I think that the
bandstand is gone.
Yes, the jut out on the second level, I think that's still there, but obviously it's been repurposed for Enchanted Rose. So,
okay. So a little personal history. I stayed here and received one of the brass keys, one of the actual door keys, which they don't use anymore. And I have that in a collection. I did that because this is where the boss and I stayed for our honeymoon. We were in one of the tower rooms on the concierge level, overlooking the lagoon. It was an extraordinarily wonderful experience. And of course, now those views aren't there anymore, but it was something special. And so at least I have a piece of history that not very many people have. It is this place I'm very fond of because it has a lot of very positive memories, but walking out of the tower and around the concierge area and looking down, the 5 floors or whatever it is, 6 floors. This was a very unique space. And now it seems really muted, right? It's like they went for like, how many different colors of beige can we go for on the walls versus putting like a cacophony, noisy flooring in. So it's a really, I don't know. When I see it in person, maybe I'll have a different perspective. But so far, in these 2-dimensional images, I'm not. It's not blowing my skirt up, kids.
Right. This to me just looks like the kind of rug you would throw on the floor if you had hardwood flooring. It doesn't look like the kind of thing you would use in a marble setting. That's in fact zoomed out.
That's true.
Here,
that's actually
true.
True.
Pretty much. It just looks like a standard rug that would have
Yeah.
a lot in it to break it up, except that it's so large that it just doesn't quite look right.
Well, okay, you guys were mentioning this earlier, but I'm thinking like this is like walking through the Bellagio.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it right there. It's like, that's why we called it casino carpet. Because it's
okay,
like,
all right.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the casino carpet thing.
Does anyone want to know how much it costs to stay there right now? Because I'm looking.
Please.
Literally.
Oh yeah, please.
All right. So here's a featured room water view, $892 plus tax per night.
How
right
many?
now,
How many sleep in that room?
That's 5. That's
Okay.
2 beds to sleep on. $878 for a deluxe studio. Views of the Magic Kingdom, if you want that, $1,068 per night.
Good.
This is literally, I'm looking for like the first week of November this year. If I, what's and it's
Or
available.
or
by the
one
way.
day in the parks, or one day in the parks for that many people. So there you go.
Just saying, I just stayed in a beautiful brand new resort at Universal over the weekend that was walking distance to Epic Universe, and for the weekend it was like $500.
Yeah.
That's what do you want, right? Do you want accommodations that will suit you and your family when you actually visit the parks, or do you want luxurious accommodations that will blow your socks off and is executed at such a high level? Oh wait, that's not what the lobby reflects anymore nowadays. And I think that's what is the most disappointing thing about this. Look, if this was a resort, I don't know, I guess Art of Animation or something else like that, and they didn't get the details 100% right, if they didn't actually lock in that lobby feel and how it should feel and what the story that they're trying to evoke and so forth, it maybe wouldn't have been a big deal. But with the Grand Flow, I mean, this was, Michael Eisner's favorite, one of his favorite resort properties that he ever done. Princess Diana stayed here. It has such a notable and noteworthy history within Walt Disney World property. It's just sad to see the standards slip to this degree with this reimagineering.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.